Hey, beautiful being of light. Welcome to the Earth and I space. It's Shayna here, and we are diving into self sabotage. Do you feel self sabotaging present in your life? Do you call it something else? How do you respond to it? These are very important and pivotal questions we have to ask ourselves. I have realized that the sabotaging behaviors and the digging a deeper hole behaviors as an ultimate test. And together, let's tap into that and redefine what it means when we are feeling ourselves being pulled into sabotaging or destruction. As you know, here we flow, and let's let it go. These moments in time where we find ourselves in the face of fear or anxiety or any kind of emotion, but where we respond to it with behaviors and actions that we know are destructing the light force energy that we hold so sacred within. Even if we have all the wisdom and all the knowledge, we have done all the practices, we've attended all the retreats, when we come into those moments where the sabotage is presenting itself, all that matters is that we respond accordingly. The past doesn't matter. The future doesn't matter. It's all about the present. That makes this space so sacred. A lot of examples are binge eating, doom scrolling, negative thought patterns, diving into past karmic traumas in a toxic way, toxic conversations, hurtful speech. There's endless amounts, but as an individual, you get to decide you get to define that for yourself. But paying attention to what that means for you and making that connection outside of the moment of experience is very helpful. Why is because we can pick up when we're starting to get pulled down the rabbit hole and decide consciously to feel the emotion, not to run away, we can't escape it, but to sit and feel and just lay down, to turn off our connection to the outside world. That's the best thing we can do for ourselves when we're getting pulled into those depths. It's like we've met our match. It's like we're taking a final exam. And our performance in this space, in this moment, is going to define and dictate the true level of mastery that we have achieved in a given state of consciousness. Many a times, these deep dives, these trenches we get pulled down to or we meet with, whatever visual works best, come after and before, so in between a point of highest potential reached and new timeline in unfolding. It's the inevitable stopping point between the two. And the more that we become comfortable with that knowledge, the more ease we have in handling these tough periods that we all experience. Seeing it as, a final test is super motivating. When we can take a moment to pause and see something that feels so negative, that pushes us to be so negative, as something super positive, is magic and it's a superpower. And the more that we take the time to sit with and ponder these wild ideas, the better we're going to be able to take care of ourselves in those moments when we're completely drained. Now, it doesn't always happen the same way, right? It doesn't always happen in the same circumstances for everyone. In my life, a lot of times it happens when I'm isolated. It kind of attacks me when I'm alone. It's almost like the shadow is coming up fully and exposing itself to you in a raw way, a way that we have never seen before, a way that we're not comfortable seeing. Hence the reason why we allow it to overtake us and it pulls us down into these low vibrational behaviors, even if we know better, even if we've been living better. The shadow overpowers us in those moments. Bringing our presence, all of it, into those moments is what's going to win the battle for us, is what's going to align us to the highest timeline and open up in divine love, regardless of how it feels. It ties into recognizing that love is not always sunshine and rainbows or happiness and joy. It really is presence. It really is strength. It really is courage and acceptance. Our unfolding is painful. Our hop to the next timeline is painful. Turning the page in our story and picking up the pen is painful. Not always, but this is a part of life we can't fight. And this flow is centered around those specific moments where it just feels so heavy, where it's so obvious that I'm in pain, I am scared, I am anxious, I feel worthless. Being able to pivot ourselves in those points is monstrous. Of course, our day-to-day, every moment is of the utmost importance. But when we can apply these sacred teachings, divine knowings, and deep presence that we practice into these moments specifically, that's like you're walking up a staircase, and instead of just going one step at a time, you go 5 steps at a time. And even these moments that I'm talking about may feel elusive to you, but if you take a moment to just breathe, you can feel what this message is resonating with. Wow. Being able to apply that, or just applying that knowing of presence and gifting and gratitude in the moments of the complete opposite feelings, ends the duality in our lives. It ends separation. It increases creation. It increases confidence. It's mind-blowing to really think about the way that we can feel so negative and so scared and so empty and consciously choose to fill ourselves with love and with presence and with acceptance, with nothing outside of ourselves, simply our consciousness. It doesn't mean we can't express our emotions or we can't be angry or be any of these things, but to take those steps consciously is very difficult. We've been conditioned in so many ways, of course. Yet when we take true responsibility for what we experience, that's when the timelines just keep opening and opening and opening. The new experiences keep falling in. We have to do something differently. And focusing and honing in on the parts of our lives that feel the worst, that drag us down the most, and choosing to work there directly inevitably creates a domino effect and sets us up for ease in the parts of our lives that aren't as difficult. And we continually make those connections and strengthen our wholeness and overall our oneness in life experience. So next time you feel yourself being dragged down, you feel the shadow coming up to take control, just pause, stop, and acknowledge it. You don't have to write in your notebook. You don't have to do yoga. You don't have to do anything specific. You have to trust in the light within and let it take you over, and it will guide you exactly where you need to go. Maybe you will journal, maybe you will, but these moments in time, we have to rely on something greater than ourselves, greater than our constructs or even our own consciousness. We have to allow it to connect with something much more divine to guide us through these trenches. And it will, it always does. I practice when I can. I'm not always successful, but every time that I do fully give myself over in those moments, I feel a level of frequency that I didn't even know was possible. And it's beyond words. So remember this and understand those moments of despair and lost hope and emptiness as the point between the awakening and the actualizing. That's going to wrap up the flow today, my fam, my Earth and I fam. I am going to be moving here this week, so I don't know if you will see me for a little bit. Before I go, I will be catching up on stories and submissions and stuff, but I just wanted to put that out there. Got to do what I'm called to do and really be present in this transitional time in my life. I hope that your new year has been off to a magical start, your organic, whatever. I don't even know how to say that word because real new year is in the spring. But anyways, I hope this new cycle has been magical for you and that you open yourself up to the gifts that you're worthy of receiving and ride those waves of change wherever they're leading you to. So grateful to have this family and so grateful for the new members and the new flows coming through. And there's so much magic happening right now and so much mystery in it as well. I don't think I'll ever really know what's going on and in my own life, and that's fine. I accept that. There's no need to be unrealistic anymore, right? And like I've said before, your dream life is just as natural as the life you're living right now. Allow that to guide your worth into the realm of abundance, my loves. I will see you when I see you. Not next week, but sometime. I did take that little quote from Sabrina Lynn says that. But I will see you soon. I'm always here. You are always there. And life is not always fair. Bye, babes.